it is Sunday the 30th of March and I am going to be recording some more podcasts today. The ones that I did last week were okay. I think I got through the first two because I was still figuring out like recording process and how to actually make the podcasts. I feel like wasn't really so focused on what I was saying, which is fine because they're just the first two episodes, so it is literally just like the introduction and what the podcast is, and then like my story. I recorded as a video. I'm not actually going to post it on the beauty business boardroom. It's such a mouthful. I hope I get used to saying that. I'm gonna put that on that YouTube channel. I think I've realized that I'm actually just gonna post YouTube shorts rather than record the whole video for now, whilst I'm just like getting into the process of actually recording podcasts, because it's so much pressure to get what you're saying right and then also have it recorded and then have to edit both. And I think like if I put too much pressure on myself to do everything, something's gonna fall. Like I want to make sure that I'm posting my like YouTube once a week and my podcast once a week and stuff like that. So to be able to keep that momentum up, I also need to knock any like barriers to entry down. And then I've basically like over the past few months made a bunch of notes on exactly like the types of things that I want to talk about on my podcast. So it's like things that I've found really helped with my business and helped me grow and things like that. So for example, like today I'm going to talk about time management, block your calendar, like use time blocks to block your calendar rather than writing to-do lists. And also in that topic, I'm going to talk about how to slowly reduce your hours rather than like quitting your full-time job to do beauty full-time, because I think that's really important. It's just not talked about enough. And then other things that I want to talk about are like the importance of branding, included in your personal brand, what is the difference between a business brand and a personal brand. And then like I read a lot of self-help books and listen to a lot of self-help podcasts, and like there is so much information on there that has helped me grow over the past like I want to say like 3 years. And so like there's little things that I literally live my life by and has completely transformed my business and things like that. So I want to include some things like that. Yeah, that is the plan, and I hope people start to enjoy it. We are done and I'm actually freezing. It's so cold in this room, there's no heating. I didn't get half as much done as I wanted to get done today, but that's fine. I basically have been using Riverside to create the podcast episodes, and I wanted to make like a really cool intro. I spent an hour and a half today trying to figure out how basically put in, like include the intro that I'd already made on DaVinci Resolve into Riverside. It's actually pointless, but I think I've realised I'm going to have to create the whole podcast episode onto DaVinci and then upload it to Spotify. And this is kind of like a life lesson. I feel like I never know how to do these things. Like when I decide that I want to make a YouTube channel and post vlogs every week, or whether I want to create a podcast on Spotify, I don't know how to do it, but I know how to do it. And like I will literally just Google ChatGPT, YouTube tutorial my way to be able to do it. So when I started basically vlogging with other businesses and brands, I was like, I want to make this really cool vlog where I go behind the scenes of a business and I'll post on YouTube. And like I didn't know how to edit. Like my first one was with Lashbase, and I went to Lashbase HQ with my boyfriend. I took my phone and like mini mics, and it's still up on this channel actually, you can go watch it. But I recorded the whole day before I even knew how to edit a video, and so like I ended up with like 6 hours of footage and I didn't know what to do with it. It literally took me spending a whole day, literally from like 11 a.m. until like 7 p.m. just figuring out how to use DaVinci Resolve, editing the software, which the only way I can describe it is like if you were to sit in the front of an airplane, you know, like all of those buttons and panels, and it feels like that. Like there's so many different things, and I basically just went through and I googled in YouTube tutorials every single step. How to input a video from my iPhone to DaVinci Resolve, how to cut a clip from DaVinci Resolve to how to input music, where to find music that isn't copyrighted, like all of this stuff. And it took me all day, and I feel like I'm still going through this exact process but with podcasting. And I guess the moral of the story is just start before you're ready. Nobody ever knows what to do when they're first starting. Anyway, it is now 6:30 and I would really like a really chilled night before we start again for a fresh week on Monday. So it is Monday the 31st of March, and I fear that summer has arrived because I'm sat outside working from home in a t-shirt and I am boiling hot. Hugo's keeping me company today, and we're just going to do some content scheduling as always, some time blocking, all our regular Monday stuff but just from the sunshine, which is just the best thing in the world. And I have just checked the UV rating. This is just peak working from home life, I think. So it is April Fool's Day tomorrow, and so I'm just creating a little Instagram post called New Client Charges. We will start charging you for lash snapping, £10 because premium beauty comes at a price. Small talk surcharge, £5 per topic. When I talk about the weather, holidays, your ex, that'll be extra. Live podcast fee, £10. If your phone calls on loudspeaker for everyone to hear, we're charging entertainment tax. And I don't know what I want, design fee, £10 per minute of indecision. Scrolling Pinterest for 20 minutes is a paid service now. We normally do like, I don't even think we did actually April Fool's thing last year, but I'm excited to post this tomorrow. I think it'll be fun. So it is Tuesday morning and I'm heading back to the salon. I need to move because I'm actually in the way of cars trying to get petrol. I've got a meal deal to keep me going for lunch. Little chicken Caesar salad from Tesco and a super smoothie berry energized. And we've also got some treats for Hugo too, because he deserves them, don't you? I think one of the good things about like not working in your business so much is that like when you do come in, if you have like a business that's like brick and mortar, when you do come in you notice a lot more. I feel like sometimes when you're working in the business a lot and you're there every day, you kind of like don't notice things as much. So I don't know, it's just little things, like things that have got dirty or things that are lying around or things that like you kind of become blind to, whereas when you've not been in for a few days and you come back to work, you notice every single little thing that's wrong or that's dirty or that needs fixing. You don't really become complacent because then it's like you kind of have to fix that thing before then you leave again that week. It's exhausting, but it is one of the pros, I guess. So the little jobs that I do every single week when I come back in is I pick the post up, which is the worst bit in the world because it's always some sort of bill or something going on. Then I fill up this little diffuser with some nice essential oils. The place smell nice. I do a little bit of a deep clean, which I kind of carry through the week. I fix anything that needs fixing. I change any blankets that need changing, because we've got these white blankets on the edge of the lash beds, and like obviously they get dirty with footprints, so one of the first things I do when I come back in, change them for new clean ones. I love white. I know it's like the worst colour in the world to have, especially in a salon, but I love the colour. It makes everything look so fresh. But the devil is in the details, as they say. Important that we get that sorted. I put Hugo's bed in the sun because he loves sitting in the sun. Like restock the coffee machine and the drinks and things like that. The most important job of the week is to water this little plant in the makeup room, which I don't know if I'm watering him right. I just kind of like give him water when he looks like he needs it. But I mean, we've had him for like nearly 2 years now and he's still alive, so I must be doing something right. But if you are a plant enthusiast, then please tell me how to look after him correctly, because I don't know, I could do better. Another thing that I have in the salon that like literally needs my attention every single week are these stairs. They get so dirty because they're like beige, especially in the winter. It's not so bad now, but like they literally do need hoovering like every day. So yeah, note to self, don't get beige carpets unless you're willing to look after them every day. I really like to do when I come in. I do this every day, but I absolutely love putting on this wax melt in the bathroom because it just smells delicious. And the best thing about a tea light, you can't really forget to blow it out because it kind of just goes out on its own. Like this only lasts like a couple hours, but it just like this wax just like makes the whole of the salon smell amazing. This is for any of the lash techs out there. I use sterilizing fluid. I only use a tiny bit because it's so strong, but I use this to clean my tweezers and I dilute it in water, and it is the best for getting like glue off and things like that. Okay, so it is now Wednesday. Wednesday. I'm actually running late this morning. When I say I'm running late, I normally like to get here like at 8 a.m. when my first client's at 9, or like between 8 and 8:30, and it's like 8:45, so I feel a bit rushed because I like to like come in and like have breakfast and like do all of my admin. But that's fine because I needed the extra 10 minutes in bed, so I'm feeling way more energized because I give myself a chance to sleep. So sometimes that just has to take priority. And I've got a really busy day today actually. I think I am literally pretty much back to back from 9 till 8:30, which is always good. As I mentioned last week, it is race week this week. We've got the Grand National at Aintree, so it's always like crazy busy in the salon, like the week before, as it is this week, which is always good. This is literally Hugo's favourite place to sit in the whole world. He like, whenever I've got a coat or a jacket on, like he just loves to cuddle up. So it is a early start today. It is 7:30 a.m. and I'm on my way to the salon. I have literally got a day of back-to-back clients, and we have to start early. I love getting up early though because nobody else is on the roads. Like the roads are so quiet this time in the morning because nobody's quite left yet, so that's always fun. But yeah, busy day ahead. This is the current situation. It's like 22 degrees in London, it's boiling in Surrey, so I've like just thrown my hair up like a mess. I'm not gonna look like this when I film my podcasts. I've just sat down to, it's like 4 o'clock on Friday, 4:45, and I'm gonna try and bash out like 3 or 4 podcast episodes and just try and get them all recorded, ready for when I need them, basically. So I've got one that I filmed last week. Was it last week? Yeah, last Sunday, which is at the beginning of this vlog. That is going to go out on Monday. So I'm going to film the next 3, and then I'm not going to edit them. I'm just going to like record them and then leave them there because I like to come back and edit them a few days or like a week later when I feel like I haven't listened to it for a while, because I think sometimes when you're trying to record something and then edit it at the same time, you just need fresh ears sometimes. I love how I'm talking as if I've got like 500 listeners. Nobody listens to these podcasts yet, but they will, so it's important that I try and improve every week. This is the setup, like it's just chaos. I try to make it look like I know what I'm doing, when in reality what is in front of me is this is our chair from outside. This is one of our dining table benches, and then this chaos in the back I'm trying not to show you. It's literally like Hugo's bed, a ring light, there's all sorts going on, so I'm gonna try and make this chaos into 3 beautiful podcast episodes, but we'll see how that works. Welcome to the Beauty Business Boardroom, your podcast for growing and scaling your beauty business. I'm Chloe, successful salon owner and your beauty business big sister.